week's episode of One Punch Man. Saitama and Genos passed the Heroes Registry test with flying colors. They are now official members of the Heroes Association. They decide to celebrate by having a sparring match for the ages, and Genos finds himself a brand new rival in the form of S-Class hero Amai Mask, otherwise known as Sweet Mask. Going into this episode, I honestly expected this to be like the first arc of the series, where we were going to see them going through all of these various tests, which were going to test their strength and their minds. And they do that in this episode, however, they get through it really quick, and in retrospect, I'm kind of glad that they did that, because now we're getting right back into the action of things. The test that they take is very simple. Basically, it's like this track and field test, which both Saitama and Genos just completely destroy. Saitama, in particular, he gets a perfect score, and then they have a written test, which Saitama completely fails at. This scene is really important because this is where we start to learn about the different levels of heroes. They go by different ranks. C, B, A, and S, with S being the best and C being the worst. Hilariously enough, as powerful as Saitama is, he's actually a C-rank hero, and make matters worse, remember Moomin Rider, otherwise known as the Licenseless Rider? He's actually the highest-ranked C superhero, so Saitama's really going to have to prove himself to get past that guy. But then, of course, you have Genos, who, because he's so freaking amazing, is immediately given the rank of S-Class, and this gets the attention of this other hero by the name of Amai Mask or Sweet Mask. Basically, he's just sort of sizing him up in this episode. They have this tense confrontation at the end when they're at this restaurant, and it doesn't really go anywhere. I was kind of hoping for an action scene, but I'm going to keep my eye on this character. I can't quite read him quite yet. I don't know if his intentions are good or if they're bad, but Genos has a lot of people looking in his direction, and therein lies another part of this episode which is absolutely hilarious. No one even notices Saitama at all. It's not enough that no one even recognized his powers before, and now that he's a C-list hero, it's going to be really hard for him to get recognition from people, and seeing him get all bummed out is really funny. But at the end of the day, without a doubt, best part of this episode is gotta be that sparring match between Saitama and Genos. What's really cool about this fight is it's the first time we get to see Genos' brand new cyborg body. What's really cool is he's got these thrusters which are on his shoulders, which allow him to literally fly around like a jet with this giant fire stream constantly behind him, and he can actually use this to intensify the power of his kicks and his punches. What's really great about this battle, though, is he asks Saitama to go all out, and at first, Saitama just does not do that. He just completely plays around with him. Even when Genos does this one move where he puts both of his hands forward, and they all open up with all of these different missiles and weapon casings and flamethrowers just exploding from his arms, it looks so freaking cool. The moment that takes the cake for me, though, is that when Genos actually makes Saitama go full on, and Saitama goes into like 100% mode, and he's absolutely terrifying. He gets right up in Genos' face, then right behind him, and gets ready to deliver one of his big death punches. It literally looks like Genos is about to be killed, but he stops his punch right before he hits his face. But everything behind Genos was completely obliterated, destroyed. It looked like the guys from Dragon Ball Z just came into town and blew like a mountain away. It's insane. And then he just did it with one punch. How strong is Saitama really? Could he take on Goku? Could he take on Gurren Lagann? I must know. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of One Punch Man? This was a really great episode right here. I didn't even mention the hilarious A-rank guy by the name of Snek, who apparently his abilities revolve around using some sort of martial arts technique which is related to snakes. When you see this guy, he's wearing this ridiculous like boa constrictor looking suit, and he uses this like weird martial arts style that makes his hands look like snakes. He's really over the top, and he's also really pissed off because Saitama's way stronger than he is, and he's a C-lister, and Genos just joined and he's already in S-Class. So he's just hating both of these guys immediately. He tries to fight against Saitama, but Saitama basically just knocks him out, of course, with one little hit. I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more of this character, but I love how they're always introducing all of these brand new heroes at like a breakneck pace. The character of Amai Mask, or Sweet Mask as he's called, I'm not really sure what to think of this character quite yet. I need to see the guy in action. Simple as that. I'm not really sure why he's so interested in Genos in the first place. Maybe they have a stronger connection. Maybe he's even related to the whole cyborg incident. Maybe he is just a genuine hero who's trying to save the day. I'm not quite sure, but still, I just want to see him in action. But the best part of the episode was that sparring match. It looked so freaking great. You know, just all of the good animation that you've seen from the previous episodes, it's just as good here. Everything looks great. Just the characters moving is really fun to watch. The overall destruction that they cause is fantastic. Genos' new body also looked really awesome with all the thrusters and fire all over his arms. Just, you know, the animation and the artwork in the series speaks for itself. I really shouldn't have to praise it. It's definitely some of the best action that I've seen in a very long time. And just a lot of funny moments from this episode, too, especially at the beginning when they were going through the entire test of the exam, like with Saitama. Everybody thinking he's just a wimp at first, but he just completely dominates the test in every single way. Like, he even throws a shot put, like right through the roof. It's a little insane. I honestly thought the test was going to be even crazier. I thought this was going to be like the Hunter's exam from, like, Hunter x Hunter, like they were going to go really extreme with it. But it was surprisingly simple. But like I said before, I'm glad that they really went through that because, you know, that was kind of like a stereotypical arc that we see all the time in different anime series. You know, Hunter examination, Chunin exams, you know, they're all there. This way we can get right to the action and more characterization, getting to introduce all these other new characters, because the intro shows there's going to be a lot of them, and I refuse to look at the manga version of One Punch Man. I want to experience it in the anime first, because every week it's always a really nice surprise, and this episode, again, was really fantastic. Just like the rest of the series, so I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. This is so far a perfect anime series. I really cannot wait to see how they're going to wrap up the season. I really hope that they don't come up with their own original anime ending. I kind of hope they leave it so that they could possibly do more episodes in the future, because this show right here is really growing on me big time. Like, it's definitely in my top 10 favorite anime right now. That's how much I'm actually enjoying it. I hate to jump the gun that early on a brand new anime series, but it's so action-packed and fun that I'm just getting so much joy from it. I love the opening. It's really good and bombastic, and the ending is completely pointless and stupid. It's an exact juxtaposition to the entire series, to the point where it's almost funny. Just like this show. It's awesome. It's One Punch Man. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I love this show. Check it out, guys. But before you leave today, if you did watch this week's episode of One Punch Man, please tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. What did you have a favorite scene from this week's episode? What did you think of the character of Sweet Mask? What do you want to see from the rest of the One Punch Man anime series? Please tell me in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll see all of our videos and our weekly podcast show. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby.